Hey, what's going on everyone? I hope you're well. If you've ever wondered about what it really takes to get in good shape, then this video is for you. It's not what most people think, and it wasn't what I thought for a long time either. In fact, I guarantee that by the end of this video, you'll have a new set of eyes and beliefs about how to get in great shape and stay that way. And to accomplish this, I first want to start things off by showing a concept with you from the business world and how you can apply this to your physique goals. Now let's look at a practical example to illustrate this. Say we have a business that currently turns over 100K in revenue each month, has 90K expenses each month, and nets a profit of 10K per month. The business owner then decides they want to get ahead by increasing the business's profits by 30% to 13K per month. To achieve this, revenue needs to be increased by 30% to 130K per month, and expenses go up proportionally too and become 117K per month as per the table on the screen. Now, regardless of the business environment, this increase in revenue is quite aggressive. The owner would probably have to ramp up marketing and advertising, hire and train more staff, order more stock and products, and do other resource-intensive tasks too, like rebuilding the company website. All of these things seem very exciting, but they also take a ton of work, cost a lot of money, and are highly unpredictable. Then somebody whispers in the business owner's ear that there is a better way to reach his goals and increase his profits by 30%. It's a way that requires much less effort, time, and expense, but is also more predictable. It's much less sexy than the previous growth idea, but it's far more effective for the business owner's goal. It involves cutting waste and discretionary spending to increase the business's profits. So instead of trying to raise revenues by 30K a month and doing all the major work involved with that, the owner instead decides to go through the company books line by line and ask himself whether his business really needs each expense. i.e., does the expense keep customers or does it create new ones? If not, then it's a discretionary expense and it gets eliminated. And after having a good look over the company books, the business owner realizes that he can hit his profit goal of 13K a month with far less effort and resources simply by eliminating some of the discretionary expenses that he's found. His scenario now looks like the following. He simply cuts 3K of discretionary expenses whilst keeping his revenue the same, and he ends up netting a profit of 13K in the process. Put another way, with a profit margin of 10%, every 1K reduction in his business expenses equates to a 10K increase in revenue that he would need in his other growth plan. With this smarter alternative plan, he gets to his goal of increasing profits by 30% without the need to find, close, and deliver on any additional sales or get new customers. It's far less exciting than the previous growth idea, but as you can see, it's far more predictable and effective. And the good news is that the same business and financial concept can equally be applied to your physique goals too. How so? Well, when most people decide to make headway in their quest to get in shape, they think of all the things that they can do to make that a reality. They think of joining a gym, increasing their step count, starting an elaborate training program, or purchasing latest fitness equipment. But just like our business example from before, all of these things require a significant amount of time, effort, and/or expense. But the even harder truth to swallow is that most of these exercise measures are doomed to fail, because they all address the symptoms and not the cause of the problem. Now, I'm certainly not trying to deter anyone from moving more or working out regularly. However, if you're out of shape and carrying too much weight, you're focusing on the symptom, which is excess body fat, and not addressing the cause, which is poor nutritional habits. And if you don't address your nutrition, you're going to dedicate hours upon hours to exercise with very little to show for it. And if you currently have exercise equipment that's gathering dust or a gym membership that hasn't been used for a while, you can attest that this is true, that these measures fail to resolve your problem and are instead attempts wrongly aimed at your symptoms. Food is what puts the fat on, and food is what takes the fat off. And like the smarter second approach to making the business more profitable, so too the smarter way to getting leaner is to first take stock of what piles the fat on in the first place, which is those discretionary dietary items that we overconsume on a regular basis. And to rectify this, it requires surveying our fridge and pantry cupboards shelf by shelf and item by item, and taking a serious look as to what can be eliminated or replaced with something better. Yes, I'm talking about those obvious things like chips, chocolate, and booze, but I'm also talking about the not so obvious things as well. For instance, I used to have a tablespoon of maple syrup on my protein pancakes for breakfast each morning, and then I swapped to a naturally sweetened one instead that has 20 grams less sugar. Now that might not seem like much, but if you add it up, that's 7.3 kilograms of sugar a year that I was consuming from one small condiment alone. Another example was switching from barbecue sauce on my steaks to seasoning. And these are just two examples. Imagine all the other little things you might eat each day unknowingly that add up to big amounts over time. And if you've ever been bewildered by how your weight has crept up over the years, at this point a little light bulb has likely gone off. And I explain this concept more in my Death by 1,000 Cuts video, which I encourage you to check out after this one. For now though, I want you to take a good hard look at what you're currently consuming and look very closely at each food item in your possession, because I can guarantee that there are a lot of foods jeopardizing your goals and there are many that have far better alternatives. You cannot outrun a bad diet, and nor should you try. It's not worth it and it'll get you nowhere. Instead, to get ahead with your physique goals, focus on cutting the excess crap out of your diet, item by item wherever you can, and I guarantee you that it'll make a huge difference over time and put you far closer to your goals than any exercise measure will. So start that audit of your fridge and pantry cupboards, remove the discretionary items, and I'll see your leaner self next time.